Hi, in today's video I'm going to show you how to run around your backhand and hit an inside out forehand or inside in forehand. I will show you why you should upgrade your backhand into a forehand and the technical skills you need. If you're new to this channel, my name is Patrik Broddfelt, a tennis coach in Norway. Let's start with why you should run around. One thing is, it's really difficult to hit high balls on the backhand up here, especially if you're playing on a clay court like this. Same goes to the two hands. Yes, I know Sinner. I don't know if you watched the final against Casper Ruud in Rome. He was taking the balls like this. However, I don't think the player watching my channel has the skills to do that kind of shot. I don't have it either. And I see some juniors do it, but doing it over a couple hours is really difficult. So it's a much better option to run around and hit with your forehand, like Casper Ruud does. The reason for that is, one, you can get more power on your shot, and you can get more spin on the shot here. You can hit the high top spin loopy one, so you can hit a flatter shot. You have more options. Okay, so what I've done here, I divided the court up in the backhand corner here into two different zones. So this is called the C zone. Craig Shaughnessy named it the C zone. This is a spot where you can make the most winners and be more creative with your forehand. So if a ball lands here, you should always look to run around and upgrade your backhand with a forehand. Okay? Most of the time you will hit this shot inside out. The reason for that is you hit it in crosscourt, you have a longer zone to aim, and the net is lower in the middle. So it's a safe shot to put. And the other thing is, you can really target your opponent's backhand. So I would aim somewhere around here when I'm hitting that shot. Not all the way out there. I would, if I'm closer in, I aim into D zone over there. But if I'm standing further back, I will hit lots of spin into this zone. And hopefully it comes back into this zone somewhere, shorter, and I can attack. I will go inside in. If I'm inside the baseline here, I'm setting up, and then I can go inside in. Otherwise, I will keep destroying my opponent's backhand. Think about caging their backhand. Hit 5-10 shots into the backhand, and when it lands short, you hit down the line with your forehand. Sometimes you do 2 backhands and 1 down the line. It's all depending on whom you're playing against. Let's talk a little bit about the technical skills here. Number 1, you hopefully have a semi-western or maybe eastern forehand grip. Even when I was playing as a young kid, I was taught to run around my forehand. I see it less today, but you see the best players in the world do that. I was taught to stand more here here's a hash mark in the middle. I was taught to stand a little bit here and looking for this opportunity here, leaving my forehand a little bit more open. I didn't mind that because I have a good running forehand, like Pete Sampras did. Not as good as he, but that was my favorite shot. Probably because I was used to standing here and got a lot of balls over here, I got to practice that shot. When you see the ball bounce, you want to take that ball on the top before it goes down, if you can. Sometimes you have to move back and hit a defensive shot, but if you can, take it on the rise. Your footwork, your technical footwork should be, you have a U-turn, you take your right leg back like this, if you're right-handed, back, and then you go around and take it here and follow through. So the first step is always turn your shoulders and make that right foot go behind you. It's really important. Because when I take this right foot behind me here, you see I have turned my shoulders. So don't do this. Then I'm open. So you need to make sure turning your shoulders, skip around, setting up, and take your ball up here. And what you will notice when you're hitting that inside in, you will have the contact point much further back here. Let's see if I can do it here. So much further back here and going this way instead of taking in front of me here. So here is the inside out, inside in. So it's this big of a difference between the shots on the contact points. So number one was right foot, bum. So you want to make sure you're going kind of the C pattern. You see I have a letter C here. So if I'm standing here, I want to go into the C pattern, bum. My feet should be in a semi-open stance. So when I'm standing here, I want to be in a semi-open. It's really important. Because here, I can make contact there and there. And it's really hard for the opponent to see if I'm hitting the cross court or I'm hitting down the line. If I'm going this way, sideways, it's really difficult to hit that inside out forehand. It's more likely it's going down the line, more likely to go here. So you need to make sure you're standing more semi-open. So that means I'm here, this kind of a line. This is open, semi-closed. So semi-open. So when I'm standing in a semi-open here, as I said, I'm trying to aim for this one here, that target, trying to hit it with lots of topspin. So I'm going here and hit lots of topspin up. Hopefully it will catch their backhand up here. If they're running around, they're probably hitting inside out forehand as well. Hopefully it's a little bit short. Then I'm back here, I can move in. I have two options. I could go for the shorter one here, closer. Then I pull my opponent out to the doubles alley. The ball will land somewhere here, in the middle maybe. It might be out here. I can step in and finish the point down the line. But don't aim as close as I did to the lines. You have great margins, okay? So that's the tactical skills behind hitting inside out, inside in forehands. So you have more creation opportunities with an inside out forehand here, standing semi-open. One, lots of topspin up to the backhand. I can hit flatter penetrating shot into the backhand zone, so I get less time to react. And if it's a little bit shorter, I can angle it short angle, and I can hit the next one inside in. Then we have created that 2-1 pattern. Let's do the contact point from this side. So when I'm hitting inside out, I want to make sure I'm hitting here. Look at my strings. They're pointing to the other court net post. I make contact, and then I can go this way. I'm pronating here. So my frame almost goes to the net. And that's how I create the topspin, okay? So I'm here, making contact, and then this frame continues forward towards the net. So now you see my strings are pointing towards the camera or the side fence over there, making contact, and I continue and going around, bam. So I'm creating that side spin, okay? If you watch my other videos, as I've been saying, when you're making contact here, your strings should follow towards your target, over the net and through. So it's a little bit different on the inside out. So you want to make sure you're here, strings continue towards the camera almost, and coming over. So I'm making sure I'm contacting the ball on the side here. So it would be side spin on the ball. Maybe it's a little bit closer to me as well, if you see here, to the side of the ball. So I will get side spin. That's how you create an awesome inside-out forehand. On the other hand, when you're hitting an inside-in forehand, you want to make sure you're standing here, making contact much more in front, like a normal forehand, and your strings continues towards the target, and you follow through. So go round, in, bum, and making sure strings goes to the target. And so in conclusion, to have a great inside out, inside in forehand, this first step is to make sure your right foot goes backwards behind you, turning your shoulders. And then you're sidestepping here in a C shape. That's the second. So you need to make sure you're moving into a C shape. The third is making contact a little bit later. The strings points towards the net post over there, and you continue pointing towards the net post, side fence almost, and you follow through. So you will have this kind of motion. Looks familiar. It's the same one as in serve. You have an internal rotation of the shoulder and pronating your elbow. That's how you create the inside out topspin forehand. On the inside in, you start moving the same. You're here, bum, and I might work a little bit more inwards, setting up semi-open, making contact much more in front of me, and I continue follow through. So the main difference is the footwork and the contact point. So on the inside in, contact in front of me, strings still pointing towards the target, and I follow through. So next time you're on the tennis court, make sure you're hitting forehands 60% of the court. So everything here, out to the forehand side, you should hit forehands. When it lands into the D zone here, it's optional. If you have the time, run around and hit the killing shot. But make sure you hit it inside out. If you're hitting inside in, it has to be a winner. Otherwise, you hit the forehand cross court and the point is over for you. This is my favorite shot. Let me know in the comments what your favorite shot is. Until then, I'll see you next time.